if God controls all, is he creating the evil in the world?
Of course. Who else can make such a mess? What, the devil? God created the devil too. So yes, of course it's God. But God warned us right from the beginning. There was no misunderstanding here. God said, I need you to clean up the biggest mess in all of existence, because this is the lowest of all possible worlds. And it's this world that God wants to dwell in. So there was no surprise. We were a little surprised by how ugly, but we were told it's an ugly world. Clean it up. And it's to our credit that, as shocking as the evil turned out to be, we got over the shock, like after the Holocaust. After the Holocaust, people were convinced that the job is beyond us. Sorry. We thought the world was a pretty decent place. You got to clean it up a little, like a messy kitchen. But this kind of a world? No, this can't be cleaned up. And so people felt like, no, I'm not bringing kids into this world. It's unredeemable. It's beyond repair. And for a generation, we were kind of knocked out. Generation later, we said, you know what? Let's clean it up. You can clean up a world that includes a Holocaust? Yes, because the good is still more powerful than the evil. So the more darkness we see, the more we realize light is good. The more death we see, the more we realize, life is pretty good. We're not intimidated. We've seen it all. And we now know we can clean up anything. Because darkness, after all, is just an absence of light. Don't be intimidated by it. The good will prevail. We would like to be the creators of good. So yes, God created all sorts of worlds, the holiest of the holy and the lowest of the low. Then he tells us to clean it up.
So what happens, Rabbi Manis, when we do the right thing? You said we make God cry. When we do even the most minute mitzvah, a little virus mitzvah, you said we make God cry. But what happens when we don't get that message? What happens when we're still living in the golus, the exile mentality, and we keep on messing up? What happens to those of us that aren't conscious yet, that aren't experiencing the now?
That's why we have an internet. You got to reach everybody. People who don't come to lectures, they don't go to yeshiva, they're not going to come to shul, they're not going to come to the Chabad house, but they're surfing the net. And they come across somebody who tells them the truth. And intuitively, it's like, oh, right. And they get all inspired and they start to make the world better. That's our job. That's our job. This negativity, by the way, every pain is punishment for sin. This is not Jewish, this is Christian. And even the Christians don't buy it anymore. So we've got to get rid of this. This is like stuff we picked up along the way, thinking it's Judaism. It is not Judaism. In fact, we use the expression, God is brought to tears of nachas and pleasure. Do we mean that literally? Yes. God is not a perfect little statue. with no feelings, no needs, no pain, no pleasure. That is not Jewish either. That God is too perfect to bother or be bothered, that's not Jewish. That's not written anywhere in the Torah. That's another religion. The Torah tells us right from the beginning. Why did God choose Noach to be the one to be saved from the flood? Because Noach found favor in God's eye. Is that a little too human to attribute to God? No. We have a little bit of godliness, so we also have feelings. But he has the real thing. We're just a copy. So if we have feelings, if we have sentiment, if we can cry from good news, certainly he can.